Plenty of gun advocates cling to their semi-automatics the way Amy Winehouse and Michael Jackson clung to the stuff that was killing them. This is according to Stephen King in a 25-page essay called Guns. Guns. I don't like guns. It's amazing. He says that to claim that America's culture of violence is responsible for school shootings is tantamount to cigarette company executives declaring that environmental pollution is the chief cause of cancer. It took more than one slim novel to cause these teenagers to do what they did. Yeah, one slim novel. Don't you do these? Stephen King is the only one who can churn a book out faster than I can. And everybody's like, geez, my gosh, Glenn Beck is writing another book. Yeah, mine aren't 8,000 pages long. He's got book after book after book. And tell me the sweet, cuddle by the fireplace and read to your children books that he has created. They're all bloodbaths. And he says, one only wishes that Wayne LaPierre and his NRA board of directors. Oh, please, Wayne, please make me an honorary board of directors. I'll empty the garbage. Please, I'd wear it as such a badge of honor. Such a badge of honor. To be, I count it as one of my. I might even want to have this engraved on my tombstone. Lifetime member, NRA. Currently trying to make it post-lifetime member. So anyway, he says, one only wishes Wayne LaPierre and his NRA board of directors could be drafted to some of those violent scenes where they would be required to put on booties and rubber gloves and help clean up the blood, the brains, and the chunks of intestines still containing the poor wads of half-digested food that were some innocent bystander's last meal.
Good gosh.
This guy's bad.
Oh, he's sick.
Oh, yeah. Remember, this is the guy who says all people in the military are stupid. Do we still have that?
I think so.
It's the guy who says, if you want to be, if you want to be in the military, don't read. Just be stupid.
I don't want to sound like an ad, a public service ad on TV, but the fact is that if you can read, you can walk into a job later on. If you don't, then you got the Army, Iraq, I don't know, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so if you can't read, you have the Army. This guy is an America-hating, military-hating dirtbag. And I hate it because I like his work.
Yeah, he's one of the...
he's one of the best writers, of the 20th century. He's a great horror writer.
But he's one of the most purely stupid political commentators in existence.
No question.
I mean, he's just an idiot.
And to blame the NRA for this, when he pumps out the books and movies he pumps out, and he's got no culpability for any of it.
Here's the reason why. Because he knows that the culture of violence. Look, you have the American Pediatrics, you have the American Medical Association, you have every single study that has ever come out. Say any credibility. They all say movies and violent games with kids lead to these things. Mm-hmm. Not in all cases.
And obviously of the vast, vast minority of them.
Right. But your brain is not formed. Your brain's not set really until it's like 25. But up until like 13 or 10 or 13, it's really, you're laying new pathways down. You start to put this kind of violence and stuff, it changes the way you process stuff. And so it's proven. It's proven fact. And yet nobody wants to talk about this. And so he wants to make sure that he's the guardian. He's the guardian of the gate. I'm Stephen King, after all. And, I've written about shootings and guttings and everything else. He's poured it into your mind. And he's done it well. I read Stephen King novels. Scares the crap out of me. Although, Stephen, there is another writer. I mean, I know you want to be the king of all, scary writers. There's another writer. Who's the guy who wrote that book? I can't remember. I only read half of it. Makes Stephen King look like the president. Makes him look like a girl. You're a girl. Demon Game? Devil's Game? I can't remember. Scary writer. So Stephen is out now. All he's doing is carrying all of the water for the culture, for those who want to put violence and blood and everything else in the culture and say that there's no effect. I'm sorry, I'm not saying regulate you. I'm not saying ban you. I'm not saying regulate the movies. I'm just saying be responsible. That's all. I don't want to put you out of business or anything else. Be responsible and understand as a consumer, be responsible and understand that this is affecting your children. Once your brain is formed and everything, some people are going to take, Catcher in the Rye, and they're going to read Catcher in the Rye, and they're going to be like, oh, I've got to go kill somebody. Okay, well, that's just because they're crazy. But when it comes to the youth, it does make a difference. I don't want more regulation. I don't want more power. I want the power to remain with the people, and I want the power of the people to be able to go, you know what? Stephen King is an ass. Stephen King is an idiot. He might write a good book, but I don't need to give him any more money, or not. Again, I read his books, or used to. I read his books. I think he's a good writer. I like his stuff. I think it's one of the scariest movies until you find out it's a stupid spider, you moron. You make us read 800 pages and you give us a spider in the end? Man.
Thank you. That had to be said.
Yeah. No,
I'm a lifetime member of the NRA, and I didn't even think about picking up a gun and coming to and stalk you, my friend. And after 800 pages, you give me a spider. If the NRA membership made me a killer, you'd be long gone, brother. Spider.
But nobody has a higher opinion of Stephen King than Stephen King. I mean, this guy thinks he is the greatest thing ever. And he constantly is commenting on topics like this. And he's just in this essay, he talks about how it's the NRA, it's people like that cause these incidents. It's not the culture. When then he talks about how he pulled his own book off the shelf because it kept popping up at school shootings. It kept popping up with all these violent teenagers. And so he pulled, I can't remember, Rage maybe was the name of the book, but he pulled it off the shelf because he was worried about its impact on children. But the culture isn't at all a problem.
Wow. No.
And Carrie is like a lullaby. That's like a lullaby for kids.
Oh, The Shining?
Yeah, The Shining.
Oh, The Shining is great.
All of these
Shining is great.
Bloodbaths that are just horrifying. Those are just sweet little tales. It's really the NRA that's the problem.
The Stand?
Mm-hmm.
It's a love story. It's a love story.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think that this guy would realize, he's seeing that he wrote The Stand, that he's practically setting up the kingdom of Vegas. I mean, you're on the wrong side, Steve. You're on the wrong side. Come to the other side of the mountains.
No, stay over there. I don't want you.
Yeah, you're right. I know how it ends. Go over there. We don't want
I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know what it. I don't even remember that book.
That's wrong.
But
we should never give up. We love you, Stephen. We'd love you over here. We really.
Well, I don't know.
We really want
what over here means. But if it over here means I have to talk to him in the next 50 years, no thanks.
I'd like him to change his mind. I'd like you to find happiness. I'd like you to.
That's up to him.
I'd like you to find
Good luck.
There in Maine. Not down here in Texas, yeah. But if you can find it in Maine, email us. And I'm hoping before I get that email, we're hit by an EMP. I'd rather be foraging for food in garbage cans after an EMP than read your email saying, I found Jesus.
Well, you find that.
No, he's going to find him, and it's going to be great, and I wish him all the best luck of finding him. And you know what, Pat? We should send the boys in bikes over to his house. I know where he's living. Right. We should send the boys because I care so much.
No, I'm sensing some of that from you.
We should call.
I'm sensing that.
We should call every night. Every time you see one of those commercials on TV, call for your copy. Oh, hi, I'm Stephen King. I know you guys have come over to my house every day for the last 4 weeks, but this time
I really want you here. Really want you here. And don't even listen to me when I say I don't want you here.
Don't take no for an answer. Come in and sit down.
I think I might be possessed by demons, so make sure that you just don't listen to what I'm saying. That's just the demons talking.
Please do it. Please do it.
I'm calling you now because this is my one moment of sobriety for the day. When you come, I'm going to be hammered and I'm going to resist. Don't listen.
I need your help. Listen, please help me. Bring some Catholic priests with you. Bring some Jehovah's Witnesses with you. Just keep coming to my door.
I like that.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. And that's what Jesus taught.
Right. Yeah.
He's like, don't give up. Be persistent. I highly recommend. Get his address. I'm making a call the next time I see the ad.